Hello and welcome to Module 6, the last module of this Facebook Ad Basics training. I hope you've really got so much from this training and that you've been able to set up your first Facebook ad. So hopefully you have, and it's been running for a little while now. It might just be new as well. It depends how quickly you made your way through all this training. But what I want to show you now is how to read your Facebook ad results. So there's a whole lot of statistics and metrics that Facebook gives you when to look at after your ad has been running for a little while. So I'm just going to let you know some quick tips for how to read these so you know which ads are doing well and which ads really aren't, which you should maybe up the budget on, which you should turn off, that kind of thing. So once again, we're back at our favourite hub, the Adverts Manager. Now you can view your statistics and your results within the Power Editor, which is where we create all the ads. I personally find it easier to look at them in the Adverts Manager, so that's what I'm going to teach you how to do. But if you feel more comfortable in the Power Editor, then go ahead and have a look in there. It's the same kind of concept. You should be able to find your way around in there as well. So this is obviously kind of our home page. So this account is obviously, that's me, but I want to go to all campaigns. So obviously I don't have any active ads at the moment, but that's okay. I'm going to show you how you can see kind of historical statistics, and we're going to go from there. So you have this kind of list of campaigns. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to try and get some stats showing up here. So I'm going to click on lifetime, which means just the life of the ad account. So anything that's been active at all is going to show up. So for instance, this one here is a previous one that I did. It's inactive right now, but I did spend €70 on it, so I ran it for a little while. One of the things that you are going to find, so I've actually created this, so you're going to see a whole lot of columns show up, and Facebook is going to default, depending on what the objective of your ads are, it's probably going to show this performance and clicks set. So that's fine. So this is what we're going to see. This is what Facebook's going to put in front of us. So I can see here that this was obviously one where I wanted to drive traffic to my website. So it's a blog post, and I just wanted to get more eyes on the blog post and just start building a little bit of momentum around my content. So you can see here it's giving the results, and I had 103 people click through to the website. The ad was shown 27,313 times. So that's the number of people that it reached. There's another one that you can see called impressions. Now, impressions is the number of time it was shown. So in most instances, the number of impressions is going to be much higher than the reach. So the reach is the actual unique people that saw the different ad. The frequency here is the number of times each person saw my ad. So you can, as long as it's kind of sitting under 3, there's no need to worry about frequency at all. This just means that each person saw the ad 1.44 times, which means that a few people in the audience saw it twice, a few people only saw it once. So that's kind of what that means. The cost per click is how much I paid for each person to click. So 69 cents per link click, that's not too bad at all. As I mentioned before, this is the total amount spent in the whole campaign. That's $70.94. The number of clicks I got, so this is clicks, and in brackets it says all. That means that so sometimes people click on your ad. It might be that you have that your copy text was long and it had a little see more button so that they could read more of the text. That would count as a click. They might have clicked to like the page. That would also count as a click. But this is usually going to be higher than the link clicks, which is any that's specifically linked back to the website. So that's why my link clicks is only 103, whereas my total clicks is 228. That's quite normal, those kind of statistics. The click-through rate is also important, so 0.58%. It's not great. You can see on these other ones that I've had kind of 2.64%, 1.22, 1.88. So the overall click-through rate on this isn't great. It's not a reason to turn an ad off, but it's just just something that you can look at. And sometimes when the click-through rate is low, it means that the ad copy or the ad text isn't quite matched to the audience. So that's all that means. And if overall your results aren't as you would have liked them, then feel free to change it up. Maybe add in a different ad to test or do something different. But if overall the results of your ads are good, as in you got a lot of clicks and the amount of money that you spent to get each click was low, then there's no real need to worry about the click-through rate necessarily. So that's what CTR means, click-through rate. So cost per click, CPC. So that's just how much it cost for each click, but that's again, that's all not clicks. Impressions, this is what I was talking about before, so it's at 39,500. If you remember, the reach was about 27,000, so it means that the ad was shown 39,000 times, but it was shown to 27,000 unique people. CPM is cost per 1,000 impressions. So this is how you get charged by Facebook, essentially, by how many impressions your ad gets. The more that an audience is loving your ads and clicking and responding and sharing and liking on it, the lower this cost will be. The cost is also determined by how competitive an audience is. So if you choose someone like Amy Porterfield, who I'm not sure if you know who she is, she's a pretty big name in Facebook advertising, and she's a pretty big name in the kind of female entrepreneur world. And so if you're targeting her, or someone like Marie Forleo you might have heard of, they're really expensive to target too, because a lot of other people are targeting those same people. So it makes the cost per impression really high. So you can see these other ones, $13, $12. So the audience really affects that mainly, but also, like I said, the quality of your ad. If Facebook thinks that people are loving your ad, it's going to show it to more people for cheaper. So you can't really control this CPM at all, but it's something to look at. If your results seem to be really expensive, then it could be because your CPM is really high and you might want to consider maybe changing something up. Again, we're just going back through the link clicks, 103, the cost per click, 69 cents, and the click-through rate, again, really low for the click-through rate and not what I'd be looking for. If this was a conversion ad, if we just scroll back along to the start, if this was a conversion ad, instead of link clicks here, it would show conversions, and it would actually count up the number of people who signed up or bought or whatever the conversion is. So say you had 20 conversions, it would say 20 here, and then you would scroll along to link clicks, which would be 103, and you could divide 103 by 20, and that would give you the conversion rate of your landing page. So that's the page that people land on from your ad where they're supposed to opt in. So sometimes it's not the ad. People often kind of blame the Facebook ad or whatever ad is driving traffic for conversions being low, but a lot of times it's also the landing page that they've landed on. That's why something like Leadpages is really great to use, because I've designed templates that are specifically made to be highly converting. So you want something sitting at around 30 to 40% for a free lead magnet. If you're selling something that's going to be much lower, if you can get 2 or 3% on a sales page, then you're doing really well. But again, those people are usually warm or hot traffic, so it really does depend. So that's the main stuff that you need to look at. Remember again, if you're not seeing all of these columns, come up to here and click on performance, click on columns, whatever it says here, and then you can choose from the menu. If you've got a video that you're looking at, you might want to change it to video engagement, and you'll see a lot of stats like how many people viewed 50% of the video, how many people viewed the whole thing, and all that kind of thing. You can customize columns and set different defaults. I'm not going to show you that right now because I think that you get all the information that you need to make some decisions on your ads by using this performance and clicks option. So I'm going to leave it at that for now. So what I'm going to do, this is at the moment we're only looking at the campaign, but I'm going to click here on the name of the campaign, and we're going to go down a little bit deeper into the advert sets. So as you can see, I've got a whole lot of different advert sets that are running, and I can now compare how each of them went. So as you can see, I got 103 clicks overall. Some of them I only got 4 clicks, and then others I got 24 clicks on them. So because my main aim or my main objective for this campaign was to get people to click through to my website, I'm obviously going to want this one that has 24 clicks. But if you wanted conversions and there was one that had 12 conversions but it didn't have many clicks versus one that had only 5 conversions but it had a lot of clicks, you want to keep the one going that has the most conversions. So whatever your aim is, when you put together your strategy and you picked your objective when you created your campaign, whatever that aim is for your ad, you want to make sure that the ones that are giving you the most of those for the cheapest, you want to make sure you keep them running. So you can see here, like obviously, because there's only 4 clicks, these ones are more expensive per link click. So I'm going to want to turn them off. And all I want, oh, sorry about that. All I need to do to turn them off is come over to this left-hand side, and this is actually going to turn it on, but you would just click it and it would change color. So I'm going to just turn it off again so that it's not delivering. So yeah, you want to go through, if you've got a lot of different ad sets and a lot of things going on, you want to go through and make sure that you're kind of, how would I put it? It's kind of like when you plant carrots and you have to go through and you have to thin them out. So you have to take out the ones that are still, even though this one's, Facebook already knows this advert set isn't doing very well. It's only spent $4 on it, €4 on it versus 14 on this one. So Facebook already does a little bit of its own optimization, but €4 on it, on something that's not converting, is not worth spending. So you want to go through and thin out the things that are still, Facebook's dribbling a little bit of content to them, so they're still spending that little bit of money, but you want that money to go into the ones that are actually converting really well for you. So you can go down another level as well. So say this one here is the best advert set that's going. Within that, I have 4 different ads. So you can see they're slightly different images, and I've got a short copy and a long copy. So within that, it's the same thing. You want to look at your results and which ones are doing the best. So this one here has got 14 link clicks, and it's only 58 cents per link click, so that's not too bad at all. So that's quite a good one to keep running with. You can see now, this is an interesting thing that sometimes happens, is that this one here, it only has 5 link clicks. It's reached quite a lot of people, but Facebook isn't putting much towards it. It's not letting it spend too much money. So it's only 40 cents per click, but for whatever reason, Facebook just isn't pushing it. It's quite cheap cost per impression, which is why maybe Facebook have decided not to push it. You don't really have any control over that. If Facebook stops showing a particular ad If you really want it to be the one that is shown, then turn off every other ad. That's the only thing you can do. Apart from that, just turn off the ad and accept that Facebook didn't like that ad for that time. Facebook has this whole big algorithm, and it's quite complicated. It's really hard to get your head around. So the best thing to do is to just accept that Facebook wants you to do a particular thing, and that's what you're going to do. Again, if you were looking at a conversion, you could compare the number of link clicks versus the number of conversions you got and work out your landing page conversion rate. So that would be specific to each advert rather than being specific to the audience that you've created. So hopefully that makes sense, how you can move through from campaign to advert set to ad and the different statistics that you want to be looking at. Again, if you have any issues or you're not sure what's going on in the back end and you can't figure out what your stats are telling you or anything like that, feel free to just get in contact and I'll try and help you as much as I can. I really hope that you got so much out of this training and that it really helped you. The main thing I wanted you to be able to do is just set up a Facebook ad that's not going to cost you so much money because you don't know what you're doing. So hopefully now you can confidently set up a Facebook ad and know how to set your budget, know what you're looking for when you get your results, so you can turn off the ones that aren't working and keep the other ones going. So get in there and have a play with Facebook ads and let me know how you go. Thanks.